Hi, I'm Kevin Young with Serpentarium Surplus and Moonlight Mantids. I get a lot of questions about Nymph Care, so I'm going to help you guys out. Let's say you ordered from me and you get a standard 6x6 box. You ordered one Mantis. It's going to look a lot like this when you pull it out. There you go. You got your fly culture, a Mantis. Of course, winter's coming, so I'm going to be using heat packs. Probably more than 10 hour, but... And then during the summertime, we use cold packs. During the spring and fall, we really don't use much of either. And there's some time there. We'll post them and let you know what we need to do for shipping. Anyway, you're going to have an insulated box, just like that. Heat pack or cold pack. Usually a 6x6. Shipping's pretty inexpensive. So basically, you got your little Mantis in a 2-ounce cup here. Just like that. That is a Danura stick Mantis. And they're all going to pretty much get shipped like this, unless it's a larger Mantis, and we'll accommodate the bigger ones. But pretty much when you're shopping for nymphs, you're going to be buying little Mantises. We don't sell very big ones. If I advertise larger Mantids, I'll let you know. So you got your Mantis, and so let's say you ordered one, and you got your insect cup if you ordered one with a cloth lid and a screen lid, and I'll explain this in a second. And we also have your fly culture. I will send you the right size fly. If you're only ordering fruit flies and other feeder insects that I can provide, it's going to have the date, Melagaster, Heidi, Turkish glider. We also carry bean beetles right there, which we advertise. We also have fly pupae for older mantises. Basically, it's like this. They act a lot like mealworms. What we do is what you'll do is you'll take a few of these out and place them in your mantis cage, say at 5 or 6. And every couple days you'll add a few, and what they do is they hatch out, and your mantis eats them right away, sporadically. This is, you're going to have to add other insects, crickets, which, roaches are better, because the crickets aren't going to attack the mantises during a molt. There's one of your questions. And these, when you're not using them, you keep them in the fridge. And because fly pupae over winter, these can last your fridge just like the mealworms. So you treat these just like mealworms. They're great mantis food, great gecko food, baby chameleon food. Good food all around, and I do carry these, and we do have these on our feeder price list. Bean beetles, fruit flies, the fly pupae, and we got a few other things in the works. Maybe some feeder roaches. Cindy from Gotcha Gecko and Please Bug Me. They have a lot of great feeder roaches. They have a lot of them right now, so you can order from her anytime you want. And she's got great mantis advice, by the way, too, and that's Gotcha Gecko on pleasebugme.com or on Facebook. So you got your fly culture and your insect cup. Let's just set up the mantis right now. Here it is. You're going to take, if it's a smaller mantis, I'm going to set you up with 2 lids. And you're going to buy these cups from me. This is a cloth lid. This is a screened lid. This has less ventilation, but will hold in the smaller fruit flies. A larger mantis will need this, because they'll be eating larger insects, which won't be able to get out of this, but it's going to actually give them a lot of extra ventilation. Some larger species are going to need more than this cup. But a lot of the species I have will last their whole life in here, and I'll let you know if you need something bigger. But this lasts for a long time for a mantis. Anyway, what you'll do, you can use Eco-Earth, just like right in here. Or, if you're going to be thrifty and this is easier to clean, a little paper towel, like that. Spray in there, just like that. If there's droplets and it's a small mantis, you just tap it a little bit. That's about as moist as you want it. See the droplets there? They're going to drink that. And then we got a little bit of moisture there for humidity. You want to keep it a little bit more moist in the bottom when they're younger, but not too moist because we don't want to drown them. Because young mantids are not as strong as the surface tension of most large droplets, and they'll actually drown from it. So next thing you'll do, you'll find sticks. I like to use popsicle sticks. They're really cheap, inexpensive, and they're clean, and you can replace them quickly. So I get these, drop it in there. It's a shedding stick and like a climbing stick, and you could add more. You can do whatever you like. This is just basic, and you'll take your little mantis right there. That's a Danura stick, which I have hundreds of. And what you do is you'll just gently take your stick, you'll climb onto it, place them in your cup, and you'll close the lid, cloth lid. What they do is they'll hang from the cloth or the stick, or use smaller sticks if it's a smaller mantis and more of them. And they'll shed down from them. They need to be able to shed down off of the sticks so they can properly shed. When they get larger and they move on to Heidi, fly pupae, roaches, crickets, whatever you decide to do, they need to move on to these. Bigger screens, better to hold on to so they can shed. Failure to shed off and down off of its off of whatever it's shedding from, the sticks or whatever it is, If it falls, it will die. It's basically a ball of mush, and if it falls from where it's shedding, or you disturb it during a shed, and usually they'll stop eating right before they decide to shed. A mantis will go through anywhere from 6 to 8 sheds. Males usually about 6, and they all go first. Females about 8, and that varies a little bit. But also you can tell male from female from abdominal segments. Males usually have about 6 or 8, and then females will have about 6. Well, actually males have like 8, and females have 6. And you can look this up, and you can find it anywhere on Google. Anyway, you got your mantis, you got your cup, and you have your fly culture. How am I going to feed this mantis without opening this? Well, you open it, they're not going to fly, they're flightless. We have genetically engineered flies. Well, we haven't, but someone out there really smart did. What you'll do is you'll tap it, you know, you can just tap, open it, and what you'll do is you'll dump it into a cup. Right there, plastic, nice little cup. Petroleum jelly, awesome. A slick surface, and flies and other insects can't climb up them. Mantids do anyway. It's not good for mantids. Don't try it. Mantids are better than that. You'll take a little paper towel. You'll get some petroleum jelly on there. You'll take your cup and very thin film right into your little plastic cup. This is your transfer cup. This is so you can have your flies in here and you're not dumping hundreds of flies into your mantis container, which can stress them out. Plus you don't want to, they'll live in here and they'll actually die after just a day or two in here, the melagasters. So give it a little tap, open up the lid, you got your cup, and you'll just gently tap, tap, tap. Just a little bit. You probably want to make sure there's just a few flies in there constantly, like a constant supply. Quickly close the lid, you're done. That's all you do. You'll open this, make sure he's not on the lid. If he is, open it slowly. Okay, he's on a stick. Then you do is you watch how many you're dropping in there, not too many. Okay, just like that. The flies can't climb because the nice petroleum jelly made a nice slick surface and they're all staying in the bottom. So you can walk away for a minute as long as it's fine enough. You can also use olive oil. That works pretty well. So you close the lid. He's going to catch and eat his flies. Make sure he has a small amount of droplets. Make sure this paper towel is a little bit moist, or the Eco Earth if you decide to use that. Just monitor him. This is as easy to take care of mantids. Most mantids don't even require heat. What you're comfortable in is what they're comfortable in. It's about 72 to 78 degrees room temperature. That's perfect. No extra lighting, no nothing. Don't place them in the sun, and yada yada. This is your basic nymph care and setup. This is all you have to do. Okay, now that we got that done, as far as fruit fly care, you'll notice sometimes these dry out a little bit because this medium is their food. And basically this culture will last until the medium's gone. So about 40 to 60 days is how long mine last. What you'll do is you'll tap it, a little bit of water, that's it. Just if it's dry. You don't have to do nothing with this. They will breed in here and keep producing more flies until the culture dies out and dries out. You can go to Petco and find these. You can order them from me. I'm probably half as much as Petco. If you just order flies, they're about $6 for me. If you order a mantis, I'll give them to you for $5. It's nothing. I'm basically giving this to you because I have to use a 6x6 anyway. And if you get them in nymph cups, it's like $1 or $2. And I'll give you all the little lids and screens you need for them to grow out in. And hopefully a care sheet too. Otherwise, I'll post one for you. You can go on Google. This is all you're going to need to do. We just did it. Took 2 seconds after unboxing. Something else I wanted to show you, and a few questions I wanted to answer was, what is an L2? We talk about L1, L2, L3, L4. You're not going to get an L1 from me. Anywhere you buy mantis from, it's going to be an L2. We don't ship L1s. L1 is a mantis that comes straight out of an ooth. An ooth, an ootheca, or ooth case, is a praying mantis egg case. And they can have many, many mantids in them, or just a few, depending on the value of the insect. Usually it has a lot to do with, how many nymphs come out of an ooth. Sometimes only a dozen, sometimes a few hundred. And an L1 is a freshly hatched, not even 2 weeks old, little nymph. We call a baby mantis a nymph. After their first shed, they become an L2. And then L3, L4, L5, L6. Males will get their adult shed. You know what an adult mantis is an adult when it gets its wings. They do fly, but a fat mantis is a grounded mantis, so they're not going to fly. An example of a good mantis to keep, and one that's an adult, is right here. This is an adult male ghost, which we do carry these. So he's got his wings, but he's kind of chubby, and they will fly. I mean, there's not a lot you can do about it. Just keep them pretty well fed, good amount of moisture, and they'll be happy. And all these guys are really easy to handle. They don't bite. They don't pinch. I mean, some species do. It's never happened. It just doesn't really happen. I have hundreds of mantids, and I haven't had anything happen at all. Some of the other mantises we carry, too, are these African twigs. Not like the sticks, but these are twigs. Now, this is a bigger male. I think it's about an L5. So maybe 1 or 2 more sheds, and he'll be done. And see, he's pretty happy. He's not bothered by me. You know, it's not going to pinch me. He's not too fast. He's not going to run away. You can feed him, you know, you got crickets, and he'll eat right from my hand. Here we have a, make sure we don't put mantises together because most are cannibalistic. The ghost you just saw is a communal mantis, and we keep those together. I have a video about them if you want to watch it. This is a baby shield, which we do carry. And these are really nice. They make great pets. Let me get him up on there. So he's not pinching me. He's not doing anything. Just gentle pokes. You're holding him. Oh, come on, get down. I think he's thirsty. Huh. Down. Yeah, he's drinking the droplets already. Huh. Little water, just like that. Some species like to be kept more moist. Some like to be kept a little bit drier. He wants water. Check it out. See, he's drinking the droplets right now. What he'll do is he'll just suck up the little droplets there, and that's all they do. A few larger insects like blue bottle flies. I don't recommend crickets that much. I would rather you feed roaches. Crickets like to attack insects, and they like to eat each other, and they're just kind of a mess. As far as lifespan, some mantids, like flower mantids, some of the males can live like a month or 2 right after their final molt. So altogether, you wanna be able to experience raising your own nymphs. You know, if you're a breeder, you're gonna want adults sometimes. Half the fun is raising your babies because you'll end up with something very, very tiny and into something a little bit bigger, and then some really big mantids. And you know, you can get a hold of those if you like. Carolinas, Chinese. Cindy from Gotcha Gecko and Please Bug Me, she actually has Emerald Chinese, which are like a 5 or 6 inch mantis. They're pretty big. A lot of smaller mantis like the ghost, they can live their whole life in this cup. That's an adult male. Female's not much bigger. That's a 32-ounce cup. So a lot of the times, even this L5 here, which is very close to adulthood, will live in this cup for a long time. As long as you do water. See, he's still drinking. I knew exactly what he wanted as soon as I pulled him out. And, you know, you just be gentle with him and make sure they eat right. You check their abdomen is nice and fat, and he's pretty healthy. Try to keep some food in there if it's a larger animal. Try to feed him every 2 or 3 days. For the bigger ones. For the little nymphs like this guy, make sure he always has a couple fruit flies in there, and he'll be perfectly fine. Other than that, let's see, lifespan, how many molts. We talked usually about 6 for males, 8 for females. We talked a little bit about sexing, which you can ask me or Cindy. You can go online, you know. Shipping goes, I ship USPS, FedEx Ground, FedEx 2-day. I prefer 2-day. I can really, truly guarantee them 2 days. If you gotta have them now and you're a really great person, you'll have them overnight. A lot of people don't do that with insects, and if you buy a certain number, if you decide to breed or you want a few species, I'm gonna throw a few extra in, and most people do this because sometimes they die on the way, and it happens because baby mantises are, you know, they're babies. They don't always make it. But you know, don't be panicked. You're gonna go through a few mantids, possibly. You know, it helps to buy a few of them, and really because of how the low amount of work it takes, that you know, it's a good idea to get a few of them. We have all different species. In Europe, they're pretty hot. A lot of people have them in Europe. They're a pretty popular pet. They're starting to take hold in the U.S. here, and hopefully more of you go on into the trade to do a little bit of breeding your own, which isn't too complicated, and me and Cindy can help you with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name's Kevin, and my wife's holding the camera. Thanks, Nick. You guys have a good day.